Folks, these group of stocks are absolutely collapsing. We have to break them down in this video and why they're collapsing. So if you all find value, of course, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 free stocks from Moomoo. What are you waiting for? It is free money. Link down below. More on that later. And now, let's dive into it. So the group of stocks we're going to be talking about in this video, well, you guys have probably flown with one of them. They're the airline stocks. We're going to talk about American Airlines, Delta Airlines, United Airlines, because all of them, some more than others, are falling like crazy right now. We have American Airlines down 9%. We have Delta, who's set to report earnings tomorrow. They're down about 2%. And we have United Airlines down about over 5, almost 5.5% so far on the day. So what in the world is going on, guys? Well, first of all, you know that travel demand is finally starting to spike back up after what we saw over the last couple of years, starting with COVID, when everybody was pretty much forced to not travel. Then, of course, everything got, reopened, and it was like opening the floodgates, right? Then everybody started to travel. But we got some news today that a couple of analysts believe that there could be a slowdown in bookings and travel coming up here pretty soon. And they're talking domestically, which we'll talk about here in a second. And before we actually break down the charts, guys, of Delta Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, let's pull up this the Safari tab. Where the heck is it? There we go. This is an SEC document that American Airlines just released, I believe today. Yeah, today on the 12th when I'm making this video. So you guys can see during the first quarter, and let me make sure you all can even read this. It's pretty small. During the first quarter, that's what she said. I had to throw that in there, guys. During the first quarter, the company flew 65 billion total available seat miles, 9.2% higher than the first quarter of 2022. Not too bad. And just above the midpoint of its prior guidance of up 8 to 10%. And first quarter total revenue per available seat mile is expected to be up approximately 25.5% versus the first quarter of 2022. Pretty good. And at the midpoint of its previous guidance of 24 to 27%. Not too bad. And we got adjusted EPS, an update there. The company expects to report first quarter adjusted earnings per diluted share of between 1 cent and 5 cents compared to its prior guidance of approximately break even. And we can see in terms of liquidity, the company expects to end the first quarter with approximately $14.4 billion in total available liquidity, comprised of cash and short-term investments plus undrawn capacity under revolving and other credit facilities. And according to a couple of analysts, starting off with Bank of America analyst, what's his name? Andrew Dodora. I don't even know how to say this guy's last name. He said that his bank's data shows that airline bookings have slowed since mid-March, which is probably one of the contributing factors to, the reason why the stock is falling. And he said, quote, "We have become a bit more cautious on Q2 2023 revenues." He lowered second quarter revenue estimates for the big airlines by up to 2%. And we can also see JP Morgan analyst Jamie Baker said the slowing is primarily in bookings for travel within the United States. Like I said, domestic flights, they're slowly, demand travel is coming down. Not to a complete stop, but it's slowly starting to come down, according to JP Morgan analyst Jamie Baker. Again, he said travel is slowing primarily in bookings for travel within the U.S., which were running 40% over 2022 levels in late January, but flat by early April. That is something worth mentioning or noting, right? Again, they were running 40% over 2022 levels in late January, but flat by early April. That's not too great for domestic flights, guys. And he said they could fall below year-ago levels from here. So keep in mind that, that demand domestically is slowly coming down. Baker said, however, that international bookings are still up significantly over the last year, and he suggested that the geographic breakdown in travel is returning to a normal pattern after tilting more than usual toward domestic trips last year. So it seems like, guys, once everything reopened after COVID, right, everybody was, maybe not so much going international, but they were flying and traveling domestically. Now the trend is slowly starting to shift from people going mostly domestically. Now, of course, international is, where the demand is shifting, as it's still up significantly. International bookings are still up significantly year over year when it comes to demand. That's really good for American Airlines. And the stock, like I said, is down 9%. And it looks like for the upcoming quarter, if we pull up the analysis tab here on Yahoo Finance, they're looking to do, let me move my face a little bit. I just realized, oops, you guys can't see it. Bear with me, guys. They're looking to do EPS. Let's see here if we can read this together. They're looking to do EPS on average of 6 cents on 15 analysts. The low estimate is -6 cents, with the high estimate being 18 cents, and they're looking to do revenue based on 13 analysts of $12.21 billion. You guys see that? The low estimate being 12.14, high being 12.3, and sales growth being roughly 37%. So they're still going to be growing pretty nicely year over year, but again, the domestic demand dying off is why the stock is starting to come down. And if you guys didn't know, we have Delta Airlines reporting earnings tomorrow, which we'll talk about the charts here in a second, so make sure you guys stick on throughout. They're looking to do, let's pull the analysis tab up on Delta Airlines. They're looking to do on average 30 cents EPS. You guys see that right here based on 16 analysts. The low estimate is 20 cents, high estimate 40 cents. You guys see that right there. On revenue, let me show you this. Average of 11.98. Low estimate 11.85, high estimate 12.09 billion, and their sales growth projected is almost 47%. That is no joke here, guys, on Delta Airlines. So let me pull up the charts again so we can break down some price action here. What the heck is going on? And by the way, if you guys have not gotten up to 15 free stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that Moomoo link down below. Open up an account. You get 1 free share of stock. And if you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 free shares of stock. And listen to this. If you deposit at least $1,000 onto the Moomoo platform, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. And it's not like you can't take your money out. If you don't like the Moomoo platform, which I think you will like it, but if you don't like it, you can just take out all your deposits and keep all the free stocks. And full disclosure, guys, all those links, the Moomoo link, they help out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. And now let's quickly break down these charts before we do wrap up the video. So like I said, guys, American Airlines is down 9% right now, and their earnings are not for another couple weeks. It seems like they're probably in the beginning of May. Actually, no, one of the last days of April is when they're reporting on the 27th. So about 2 weeks from now is when they're reporting. And with today's cliff dive of a day so far, it is taking out the lows from a couple of weeks ago. You guys can see we took out the lows from end of March and mid-March being about 1350-ish, right around there. Now we're at $13 and we're holding above that level by a thread. And by the looks of it, guys, we are one stone's throw away, maybe a couple stones throw away, but we're pretty close to the lows from the end of September, early October, and the end of December. You guys see that? So that's going to be the next level that we get to. And mind you, we're pretty oversold right now, so I'm leaning more towards maybe a relief rally before we potentially go down towards that $11.50, $12 level. But either way, that's where this thing could be going by the looks of it. And if we pull up some of the other airlines, again, we have Delta Airlines reporting tomorrow. My alert's at $35, which you guys can see we've clearly been struggling to break out of that point. And we have a clear head and shoulders forming on this 4 hour. You guys see the left shoulder right there, the head. Then we have the right shoulder right here with the neckline being about $35, $36, which right now, again, we're failing to break out of that point. So I'm leaning more towards the right shoulder playing out here. Well, I mean, it depends on earnings too. You got to realize with earnings tomorrow morning, anything could happen. For all we know, this thing could gap up 10% tomorrow. I don't know. But based on how it's looking now, the head and shoulders is intact. We're failing at the neckline, and, well, there could be more downside. But again, with earnings, anything could happen, so keep your eyes on DAL tomorrow morning. And we have UAL. Let's pull that up. This is down 6%. This is also looking like a head and shoulders that's playing out. We have the left shoulder right here. Let me show you guys this. Left shoulder right here, boom. Let me show you guys that, boom. We have that there. We have the head right here. Oops, there we go. We have the head right here. Then we have the right shoulder playing out right here as we are failing under that neckline of about $45-ish per share. So that's a quick breakdown of these stocks, guys, that are not doing well right now in the midst of a pretty decent overall day for the stock market. The Russell's up 0.1%. The NASDAQ's up 0.1%. We have the S&P up 0.3% as the Dow's leading the way up 0.5%. And these airlines are not doing well. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And by the way, I don't own any of these airlines. I'm not a big airline stock guy. I'm not saying they suck completely, but, I'd rather invest my money elsewhere. That's just me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 free stocks from Moomoo and 12 stocks from Webull, guys. A bunch of free stocks down below waiting for you. And of course, check out the Patreon if you want to see my chart breakdowns throughout the day. You want to see my Patreon portfolio, more access. You want more access to me throughout the day, and you want to be a part of the Discord chat. That's on Patreon down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video.